Yep, we can hear people in the background. I'm just trying to get this to share. Copy the link. All right. And I guess I hear you. Let's put it in here. We're gonna go paste. Gus, you're gonna be okay. All right. No, thank you. No, thank you, kitty. All right, let's actually do this so I can see what people are saying. Just getting everything set up here. And let's throw it in another chat as well, because some people might want to watch. Grand Salami. I apologize for anybody that's here that sees some janky little setup. Let me know if you're here. I'm just going to unhide a couple of my rows here, and then we can... No. Man, nothing works without a damn keyboard. I'm just going to unhide everything so I have all my notes. We can talk about stuff as they come up. Unhide. Perfect. And we're gonna select all except for blanks, and we're gonna have everybody's cards here. Let me know if you're here. Say what up. Little Grand Salami shout out since it is on the channel. What's up, Adam? The Lanimal, Landman. Little cool one here. I had a $20 credit to loop from a PSA, from my PSA subscription, and used it and hit that. So that was a good use of $20 free. Little one of fun action. Let's do this. This is, I told you we were going to do this very janky, and this is how we're going to do it. We're literally going to do it this way. This gives very Back to the Future vibes. Let's actually turn on Do Not Disturb so that I don't get any notifications here. And just like this, I think we should get after it, right? Because people can always watch this. I'll publish it. So anyway, this was a 57 card sub, the first one after tax season. We had Mike Starpoli in this, we had Phil Big P in this, we had Jimmer in this, Lloyd, Chris Homray, aka Bowman Collector, we had Adam Land, and then Bert and I had one card in this together as a Grand Salami owned card. So anyway, here we go. First card, 2003 Bazooka. Let's see if I had any notes on this one. So I predicted this was going to be a 9. There was a little bit of flaring in the corners. Anyway, I don't need to do this for every card. Here we go. First card was a 9. I predicted it would be a 9. Second card also for Mike. This was a resub. It was a 9. And I predicted it would get another 9. I'm sorry, I predicted this would get a 10, but it actually got a 9. So whatever they saw the first time, they must have got it right. Third card, Jonathan Clase, Atomic. This was also a regrade. This got a 9 the first time. After looking at it a little bit closer, I believed it would get a 9 again, but we decided to chance it on this one. And it did get a 9. All right, now we're moving into Big P's cards. He knows exactly what he... Okay, go back to live. He knows exactly what he has on these cards. I looked at this one. I actually thought this would get a 9. And the reason I said I thought it would 9 is I thought it was a little bit top heavy. And the bottom edge had a very tiny lip, and there were some small scratches that I was unable to do anything with. And it actually came back as a 10. So we live with those. We definitely love that. Another one for Big P, Termar Johnson. I thought this one would get a 9 specifically because I felt it was left heavy. I felt that the eye appeal was hurt on this card. I said it was safely a 9 with about a 35% chance to gem. And this one did come back as a 9. Very cool looking card, and actually the scan does not make it look super off center. It looked a lot more off center in person. So great looking card. Love the blue lunar with the blue auto, and just this card looks awesome. Jimmer is up. This card, I said I was able to actually clean some ink off of the back of the card, which was nice to be able to catch that. And there was one very small defect on the back, but I thought it was minor. I thought this one would gem, and of course, it gemmed. We love our orange beavers in this house. Go Beavs. Start over. Well, this was your first card anyway, Jimmer, so we're good. We're good to go. You ready for your next card? You don't know the grade of this one. This one is the gold auto Dylan Beavers. Did not get upcharged. But I said, very clean. This card should gem, no problem. And I was right. Yeah, it does look nice. It looks super clean with the blue lunar. It's just, yeah, anyway. So we're happy with a gold 10, I would imagine, Jimmer. I mean, I can always send it back and try to get a 9. I heard you like those. Owen Casey, you do know about this one. Also an upcharge. We do love the look of that. 2020, the dream of 2020 draft is still alive in Portland. And with Jimmer. This one was kind of cool. I think you hit this one in a break and maybe had it shipped directly to me. Matt Shaw. Mike is calling me, and I'm going to have to call him back because I'm live and I revealed his cards. Anyway, Matt Shaw. This is a gold sapphire to 50. I said, very clean. This card should gem, no problem. I also apologize for the screeching in the background. Anyway, here you go, Jimmer. This is a nice looking one. I wish I could, give the light refracting off of it look, but you can't do that. Hopefully you're happy with that one, Jimmer. Jacob Wilson, this is or what did I say? Oh no, I said that one back is slightly right heavy, small print defect, but at worst it's a 9, but I said I was pretty confident to send it. So that one got a 10, I predicted a 10, good stuff. Jacob Wilson, this is a blue wave auto, dimple on bottom right of the front, otherwise card is clean. I think this should gem. That was my exact notes. And look at that, I thought it should gem, and it did. So we like that one too, Jimmer. Okay, Jimmer also sent in he sent to me 2 of these. This is a pearl non-auto Dylan head, as you can see down here. One of them I thought was much worse than the other, and this one I said slightly right heavy, both front and back. Edges are a little bit on the rougher side from a bad cut, but it wasn't terrible, and I said this was a 50-50 shot at gemming. Although I said safe side, it's going to 9. So I estimated a 9, and this one actually got a 10. So we definitely don't throw that back. Eric Batanti. This is an orange wave auto. Slightly left heavy, but eye appeal I thought was not hurt by it. Back bottom left corner was showing some signs of wear. No other issues. But I said the corner I thought made it a 9, and I was wrong in a good way. What's up, ACG? This was the comeback sub, my first post-tax season sub. So just we're doing a little Pack to the Future inspired wannabe breaker type of action here, and this is the way we're doing it. This is the best I could come up with. So Jimmer doing pretty good so far. This one was interesting. I said this is a black auto. I said card is clean, definitely worth sending. Should gem, and I was the jobber on this one because I don't know why this one got a 9, but it did. Almost would rather have this one have gemmed than the Orange Wave, but the Orange Wave's lower numbered, so you take what you can. No issues on that one. Hopefully you're okay with a 9. If not, I'll just keep it here for safe for you, Jimmer. Next one. This is a blue auto, true blue. And I said small dimple near the auto, however, should gem. I estimated this would get a 10. The results are in. It's a 10. Lloyd, you know this. You know the grade on this one. I said 2 thumbnail dents on the back bottom of the card, a little bit of flaring on the back bottom right corner, and a very small nick along the top edge. Rare scenario where I suggest sending, even though I think it is conservatively a 9. The front of the card is so clean it might carry this to a gem. And fortunately I was right, because I got a gem. Now we're into Chris's cards. Bowman Collector. So Jimmer, how do you feel about all your grades, by the way? Hopefully you're happy. You had all 10s and 1 9. So I think we live with that. Chris, this is Chris's first Lazaro Blue Refractor Auto. This one said back right, heavy, light scratch on the front, came out pretty easily. Only thing that could hurt this grade is the back centering. You can kind of tell it's pretty heavy here. I said it should gem, and it definitely did that. So we're happy with that. Let's see, next one. This one's a blue refractor auto as well. It's a dimple on the back, some scratching on the back, smoothed a bit, but there are still some two deeper scratches and print lines on the front. On the whole, I really think this card should gem. I would not be surprised if they gave it a 9, probably 60-40 chance at a gem, and they went with the 40, so that one got a 9. So 50-50 on those, you can't be too bummed. Here's a speckle refractor, the smallest little nick along the top edge. 2 very small print lines, smoothed out pretty good. Total package looks great. This card should gem, so I estimated a 10, and that's what it got. We have another speckle. This one is Justin Crawford. I said thumbnail dent backside, pretty small one, print line near the auto. Couldn't do anything with that for obvious reasons. I think it's worth sending even with a chance at a 9, but I did predict a 10, and it got a 10. Juan Alonso, sorry for the little pterodactyls. Oh yeah, Chris, we were just doing your cards. We can go back. We can go back to yours and just go quickly through these ones. So this is, Chris, this is yours. So your first one, I said this would get a 10, it got a 10. Your second one, I said this would get a 10, it got a 9. This one I said would 10, and it 10'd. This one I said would 10, and it 10'd. And now we're on to Juan Alonso Speckle. No, Atomic. The now defunct Atomic. This I said polished pretty good. Only defects I see are some print lines through his name that smoothed out a bit. Atomic print line through the top. I'm still not entirely clear if they will knock down the grade for the Atomic lines. If they pass on that, it will gem. If they treat that as a defect, the card will 9. I'm going to conservatively lean towards a 9. Here, Monroe. This one got a 10. So we've learned our answer. You can kind of see what I'm talking about up top here. There's a little, it's like a print line through the card, but it's like the, I call them the atomic marks. Sure thing, Chris. So we're pretty happy with that. I said that with 9, it got a 10. Carlos Jorge. Love Carlos Jorge's cards. I said, but this is an orange shimmer, and I said small pinhole back top right, print lines through the nameplate on the front that are just a bit too close to the auto for my comfort. I think this is a prime PSA is hard on shimmers card. I give it a 35% chance to gem, may still be worth sending, but I personally see this as a 9. I was wrong, and I am stoked. That is beautiful. Next one. This is a blue refractor. Ever so slightly right heavy on the front, but the eye appeal is not hurt. Card is otherwise clean, and I think this should gem. And I was wrong on that one for whatever reason, but I would still take the orange shimmer over the true blue. Personally, I mean, I think, you know, beggars can't be choosers on that one. So bummer on the blue, but we'll live with it. Let's see, this one is a refractor, Carlos Jorge. Very light scratch on the top right near the corner. This could cost it a grade. I think this is a send for sure. It's a 50-50 shot at gemming. I estimated at a 10, and it got a 10. So I'm glad I estimated high on that one. So we're happy on that, Chris, I would hope. Now we're into Landmans, the Lanimal. This was a James Wood heavy sub. He had 8 total upcharges on this one. We were a little overzealous, I should say. I kind of didn't realize that what they were doing. Kind of didn't realize that they were upcharging people to the second level higher in this case. So here we go. Anyway, this is the James Wood Refractor Auto. I said PSA 9. Oh, this was a PSA 9 that we cracked. If anything, the centering is right heavy, but the front is mitigated by the one border design. Eye appeal not hurt. Small imperfection to the right of his body. I was able to smooth it out a bit. I think it's a very solid gem candidate. I said 60-40 chance and is well worth sending. I estimated it would gem. So there you go, Landman. We're off to a good start. Next one, SGC 9.5 crack. Appears to be pretty right heavy, but it is also mitigated by the one border design. I do fear that it will cost it a grade though. Bottom right back corner showing some wear, one small scratch, typical shimmer lines. I think this one's worth sending to see it through, but I give it like a 35% chance to gem. And it got a 9, which is what I estimated it to get. So can't be too bummed with that one. You can see how much thicker it is over here on this right side. Again, it's a bummer, but it's also not. You kind of knew what you were getting into with this one. This is a non-auto blue shimmer coming up here. And I said front eye appeal, or bottom heavy on front, eye appeal is not hurt, right heavy on back, small imperfection below the position, and then this card is otherwise pretty clean. There's a chance that this gets a 9, but I like the chance for it to gem. So I predicted it would 10, and it got a 9. So that one's a bummer. But rather have it on a non-auto than an auto, right? And on a shimmer, no less. Yellow mini diamonds refractor. Slight flaring on back top edge, print line through his body vertically that smoothed out a bit, not fully. I believe this card has a 50-50 shot to gem or better. I predicted it would gem. And it gemmed. Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of woes with James Woods, but maybe now that he's getting closer, they're going to loosen the reins a little bit, and maybe with his prices where they are. Okay, this is a green mini diamonds. Back bottom right corner, a little rough to the touch. Looks like it's also slightly turning up. Very light print line through the body, smoothed out pretty well. It's faintly visible. I think it's worth sending. I think it should gem. This was one I was wrong on. So again, rather have this on a base than on an auto. So far, I'd say we're still doing okay on these for you, but still don't love seeing the nines. But pinhole, this one is the blue refractor, and it is a non-auto. And I said pinhole on the back, hairline scratch through the San Diego logo. I would classify this card as right heavy, and the left side is definitely thinner. I would like some of the scratches smoothed out a bit, but with everything on the card, I think it will 9 with a small chance to gem. I was right that it got a 9, so I think we're pretty happy with that one. Would have been nice. The true color obviously would have been a good one to gem. So now I feel like we're kind of in the hole here, working forward, Landman. So we got some work to do. This one is the Black Atomic out of Bowman Sterling, numbered to 10. I said looks good, no major flaws to note, should gem. And that's exactly what it did. Beautiful looking card. Super cool. Okay, print line. This is the Purple Sapphire. And I said print line down the right side of the front. Pretty deep, couldn't do much with it. That's the only flaw. It could have a chance to gem, but conservatively, I said it would get a 9. But I was wrong. And I would say we're back out of the hole. Pretty cool looking card. All right, now we've got another Bowman Sterling. This one is the, blue. Oh, right here, yeah. Back here, okay. Light print line on the front that's smoothed out pretty well. Should not be an issue. I think this one's gonna gem. And that's exactly what it did. So you got 2 PSA 10s on the Bowman Sterlings. We're pretty happy with that. Purple Sapphire. Small imperfection on the back of the card. Very small, otherwise very clean, and it should gem. I got a little too cocky, I guess, because this is the SP. It got a 9, which is a bummer. And then moving on to Orange Sapphire of the same card. I said small print line on the top corner, but it smoothed out pretty well. I think this card should gem. And I was right. So we have one SP that did gem. I think we'd be pretty happy with that one. Here is another blue shimmer base non-auto. This one I said bottom heavy, definitely presents thick. Back is bottom heavy too. Small S-shape indent on the back top right. I'd be very curious to see if the centering hurts this grade. Conservatively, this is a 9 with a 35% chance to gem. Yeah, it probably is, man. I would say it probably is worth trying that again. Anyway, I said this one was going to get a 9. For whatever reason, I was wrong, but we're happy. Will Landman ever sell it? You'll have to ask him. He's in the chat. But we're pretty happy with the blue shimmer 10, I would imagine. Connor Norby. The timing on this would have been phenomenal. By virtue of the dots, it is right heavy on the centering. Should be centered enough though. Slight scuff along the right border, but it's pretty minuscule. All things considered, I like the chance of this card to gem. I thought it would get a 10, and I was wrong. And I'm guessing it is because of the centering. It's really the only possible thing I could think of. So that's a bummer. Okay, on to the next one. We have an Evan Carter refractor auto. Landman has met Evan Carter at a card show, which is pretty freaking cool. I graded his gold Evan Carter, that got a 10, so we've had some good luck with Evan Carter lately. With this one, I said bottom heavy. Surface pretty good, just nervous of the bottom thickness. Probably worth sending, but realistically, this is going to 9. Goddamn, I love being wrong sometimes. Sometimes. This is a good one to be wrong about. Hopefully he can bounce back and start playing well. I dropped him in a lot of my fantasy leagues. Sparkles, because in draft it's called Sparkles. Light scratching through body and print line through helmet. Also a scratch on his shoulder. Most of the defects smoothed out pretty well, but I give this card a 40% chance to gem. I said it would get a 9. And also I like being wrong. The Sparkles are awesome because they're to 71. So Evan Carter with Landman's Evan Carters were 3, 4, 3. And then we had a blue refractor. Can we make it 4 for 4? Or pinhole on the back, as well as a light scratch. This card is otherwise clean, and I think it should gem. So I said 10. And I was wrong on this one. So we had a little bit of dancing on this sub on what I was doing. Most of my incorrect guesses came in your cards, unfortunately. But haven't seen the third yet. What do you mean? I'm saying the gold was the first one. Yeah, the gold was the first one. So 3 for 4 all time with your Evan Carters. That's a decent batting average. So this was one of your cards that got upcharged. Cade Horton, True Orange, Auto. And I said, very clean. I'd have to take a look at it again, Adam. It might be worth doing. Obviously I have my notes here, and I thought it should gem, so it probably is, but I just got to know if PSA is cracking down on the numbered cards a little bit more. Anyway, Orange Refractor Auto. Very clean. This should gem. And you got upcharged for this card, so that'll play. True Orange. Gold Shimmer. Junior Caminero. Where are we at? There was a light scratch through his neck, and I was able to smooth that out pretty well. I think this card should gem, and this was one of your upcharges. It gemmed. Very nice. Zeke is going to be very jealous of this card. This is a spectacular card. Lennon Sosa. Scratches on bottom right corner of front, but they came right out. When this gems, we are going right to Bryce, and we're taking him for all he's worth. I thought this was going to gem. I really, really thought this was going to gem. And they must just be really hard on Reds, because I was shocked to see that this got a 9. Really shocked. So that's a bummer. Thomas Segazy, Blue Refractor. Light scratch near the Bowman First insignia. Bottom right corner is slightly impressed. It's pretty minor on both defects. Good chance to gem. I gave it a 55-45 shot to gem, but I said 10. And we got a 10 on it. So there you go. Black Refractor Auto is the next one up. Ricky Tiedemann. Small speck defect along the top of the card and a couple of small print lines. I think there's a good chance that this card will gem, so I estimated it would get a 10. And it got a 10. So we definitely like this one, and he is a stud. Aqua Lava Refractor Auto. I said top heavy, slightly right heavy based on the dots, the scuff, and there was a scuff and some paint imperfection up near the top right corner. I think this is one that will have a difficult time gemming, 20 to 30% chance. So I said it would get a 9, and I was wrong. You can kind of see how it's a little bit top heavy in the picture, but we definitely will live with the 10 there. So yeah, we're happy with that. More James Wood. This is a Mojo, Mega Box Mojo Auto. I said the auto is smudging on this card, but we aren't grading the auto, so who cares? Card is otherwise very clean. And I predicted a 10, and it got a 10. You can kind of see where the auto's smudging. So we're happy with a 10 there. Autograph, let's see, refractor auto. This is a national James Wood sticker auto. I said polished up really nicely. I think this should gem. I have also never seen one of these national cards gem. But there we go. I have now seen it with my own eyes. That'll play. Orange Mojo, Orange Mega Box Auto. Very light scratch on the chest and some other scuffing and print lines. Almost all of it buffed out. Hairline scratch definitely smoothed out. All things considered, I thought this card would gem. And that's what it did. Great looking card. This is a Speckle Refractor Auto. Right heavy, but 2022 design is in your benefit here. Small imperfection right in the middle of the auto. There, let's see. Not even going to attempt to clean that. I think the card is otherwise clean, and I think it should gem, but I've seen PSA go to 9 on cards like this. But I rolled with it. I rolled with my gut. I said 10, and we reap the benefits. Only a couple more here. This is a James Wood refractor auto. Back bottom right corner has issues. Light scratch along the top left edge. Unfortunately, I could not fix the scratch. I think this card had a chance to gem without the scratch. But now I give it a 10 to 20% chance to gem. Should be a 9. Well, should be doesn't mean shit. So we have a 10 here. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. Let's see. This is the refractor auto. James Wood. Oh, another refractor auto. Print lines and scratches on front definitely cleaned up pretty good. Still fairly visible. I would say this is conservatively a 9 with like a 30% chance to gem. And this one stayed true to form. 9. I think we're okay with that. Purple refractor auto. One small imperfection on his jersey and one bubble down below the auto. Otherwise, this is clean and it should gem. So I predicted a 10. And it got a 10. So we have some heat in this one. Hi, Monroe. Hi. Okay. Here's a Momo. I can't right now. Here's a base auto. And of this, I said, this is one of the cleaner base autos I've ever seen. This should gem. And we did get it. I mean, look, you can kind of tell how clean. I mean, there's literally not an imperfection on that card. Mojo auto. Couple of light print lines in the body that smoothed out a bit. Card is mostly clean, and I expect that this should gem. And that's what it did. And we have one more base auto. Scratch to the right of his body. Maybe it smoothed out a bit, but I'm still thinking this card is a 9. So I estimated a 9, and it got a 9. And that was it for your cards. We did have one card for Mike. This was a Jordan sticker rookie, and it got a minimum size requirement. So an N6, and they did not grade it, and they did not charge. It was a bummer. It was really off-center, so I think it was a miscut card more than anything, and unfortunately they wouldn't grade it. And then the last card was for me and Bert. We bought this from Mark Aram. It was a PSA 9. I liked the centering on it, so I thought, hey, they have graded the centering on this, on the curve in the past, so we gave it a shot. And we did not prevail on this one. You can see a little bit of daylight. It's probably because of how top heavy it is, more than how right and left it is. Yeah, well, you will never hear me admit that, Aaron. Anyway, so that was the last card of the sub. But yeah, I definitely think that was a very, very good sub overall for everybody involved. Really happy with the overall grades. I'm heading out of town tomorrow morning, so I will not be sending out invoices until I get back. So probably Sunday I'll send out invoices to people. And yeah, hope you guys are happy. I was certainly glad to get this monkey off my back and get back out in the old grading pool. So let's get after it in the next one. Until then, join some Grand Salami breaks, and we'll be in touch. Peace.